We also have a price, speaking of prices, on this guy. You remember this one. Remember that one. That's the wing with the crazy mechanism. Bang, 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 bang. You know what I'm talking about. Sliding, very addictive mechanism. 200,000 opens and closes, by the way, in case you were wondering. We were really curious about the price point on this thing because it's not exactly a foldable, but presumably it would be more expensive than a typical phone because you have this mechanism in the secondary display. We have a sort of confirmation from Phone Arena. I believe they've done a type of conversion, and we were curious about this because the conversion actually put the price closer to 1,000, but rumors were saying when it did come to the US, it would actually be more like 800. And that's essentially where this lines up for an official US price point of anywhere between 800 and 1,000. However, this writer on Phone Arena says he's pretty certain now in predicting the phone will not break the $1,000 psychological barrier, which I think as well, it is a key. $1,000. You go over, you add that extra digit on the end there. It's, geez, man, I got to save up for that. I think being below that is a big deal.
Yes.
And especially when you compare it to non-folding devices like the new Note. I got the new Note right over here. I could just reach and grab different phones. It's the beauty of it. Everything's around. That one's over there. That one. Anyway, this thing, you're going to spend more than that, and it's not doing any fancy activities. Great phone nonetheless. You have a great time on this thing. It's no problemo. But it doesn't do any of the fancy activities. So now you can get yourself a fancy activity phone without a fancy activity price. Because all the other fancy activity phones, you're looking, well, I mean, with the Surface Duo, you go to around 1,500,
Yeah.
1,500. Obviously, with the Z Fold 2, you go to 2Gs.
Yeah.
What Huawei put out with the Mate stuff, 2Gs. The Motorola Razr product, 2Gs, 1,500. It's a lot of cash, man.
Yeah.
So if you want to be a part of this futuristic, my phone is not a slab, and you can do so for 800, that's something. It's not a foldable, but it's something.
It's nice that they put innovation in such a smaller price.
Now, part of what was helpful there, they went with the Snapdragon 765 as well. They didn't get too crazy on the specs. 8 gigs RAM, 128 storage, 4,000 milliamp hour battery, but you're definitely going to turn some heads with that one. You're going to get the same, the lady who was talking to me earlier, if I'm doing this, is that a twofer? Is that the one? You're still going to get some of that action.
Yeah.